Yeah. Okay. So the sentinel is down and stabbed through its other eye with this lamppost, impaled, and the four of you there. This was not a quiet encounter by any stretch, and
Right.
so actually, what happens now is there's a crowd gathered, and they're all just looking. Nobody's saying anything just yet. Some of them very obviously like upset, angry, disgusted. Some of them impressed. Some of them kind of almost fearful. Some hope. There's just a range of emotions there, but it's a group of folks that were in the street and just in the area that are all sort of kind of gathering on this scene. And we're gonna do something funky here. Oh, I gotta bring my Doom pool over. Hang on.
Mhm.
It was a D6 and 48s.
Yeah, 1d6 48, I believe.
I'd like to say that like one of the things that these curious onlookers are seeing is that they are seeing Slaphappy kind of cradling the head of the sentinel, kind of stroking the remains of the face and saying, "It's okay, you'll be fine. You have found love."
The in the Terminator movies, when the Terminator is like destroyed, like the vision, the HUD and everything cuts out like a television turning off, and the last thing that it sees is Slaphappy's face, and it cuts out in a right at the end. It's a little heart shape, and then it goes to black. Love it. So we've got something funky here. It's a crisis pool, and I put a timer on it, which I know we don't have timers in Cortex, but it's a timer in the sense of a timed. I think in the book they call them. Do they call them time contests? They use it for something else. But essentially, you have 5 actions to eliminate all of those d8s there, and it's just like before. It's you want to hit a d10 to take it out. If you do less than a d8, it steps it down, just like the boss dice before. So the idea here is you want to eliminate the crisis pool, the 6 d8s, in 5 actions, or I'm going to get a d10 in the doom pool. Alternatively, if you eliminate the crisis in less than 5 actions, or I guess it would be less than 6 actions, you can take 5 actions, then you guys will gain, your team will gain a D10 asset that I will name and hand over as a table asset available to everyone. So we've got curious onlookers, skeptical. Clearly, they are not used to super heroics by any stretch, and definitely the younger ones. You can see in the picture there's kind of like a younger person, no living memory of someone taking down a sentinel. It's been years and years since anything like this has been witnessed by any of them. Some of the older ones, remember like the Avengers and stuff like that, the teams, but it's been a long time since anybody's seen a sentinel taken down, much less ice and swords and whatever it is that you want to call Slaphappy, Slaphappy's existence and appearance and stuff. Just totally catching them off guard. So your goal here, in terms of the crisis, is to convince them not to alert the authorities, because they're starting to pull out phones, and they're just kind of like, it's that pause. How do we do? What do we do here? What's my responsibility? Because we know that we're supposed to report anomalous activity and mutants. How's that going to go? So this is kind of almost like if there was such a thing, it's almost like a persuasion situation. Like, you want to diffuse the situation so they don't alert the local authorities. And let's see, who do we want to go first? And actually, I have my token on here, but the crisis pool isn't going to get a turn. It's just going to be the 4 of you. Does anyone have any good ideas for an opening action to take against this crisis pool?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Take it away, Emma. Lead the way.
Okay, so she looks around and she sees all of the people gathering, and she just tells everybody, Okay, just get near me, and ice just melts off my body as I touch the side of my head, and I'm going to create an illusion that is like makes us hard to see, like it obscure, like we're kind of there, but we're blurry. We're hard to see. They don't know who we are. Or, like they can't make out our faces.
Okay. So are you trying to erase this memory from them, or are you trying to like sort of become invisible, or what is?
Almost invisible. Like they like it's difficult for them to perceive. It's like an
Okay.
illusion of obscurity.
Okay. Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yep. So then you will roll, and I will roll the crisis pool. Or I guess if it's a test against crisis, I get to roll first. So let me roll the crisis pool. So I got a total of 14.
All right.
That's your difficulty. I have
Right.
I put my effect there, but I guess we don't really need effect dice on this. But
I'm going to use the distinction Bobby's kind heart because, unlike normal enemies, she's taking a moment to protect the entire team. Um, I'm going to use. Let me go back. Sorry. I'm going to step down mind control and telepathy and add them both in as a D8.
okay, cool.
All right, and so then I'm going to add duty as my value and psych expert my skill. Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I will spend a plot point to add another effect, another die to my total. It's 19, total 19, adding the D6.
Well, if you add, so you're adding the 68 and the 5.
Yes.
So
Is that right?
your effect die is going to be a D8, but it's going to get
Correct.
stepped up because you have a heroic success.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So D10.
Yeah. Yep. And then I will eliminate one of these dice. So go ahead and describe. So what is it that they're seeing / not seeing happen? You said it's like a misty kind of fading thing.
So she just puts her hand on the side of her head and in the just basically all the space around it just becomes like obscured and like you can see the figure standing there, but there's just like maybe dark figures twisting and kind of contorting and hard to focus in on. It's just like and just obscuring your vision.
Cool. All right. Well, that was some success. Who would you like to go next?
How about Slaphappy?
Slaphappy. This is your wheelhouse, like theoretically.
So Slaphappy comes up off the ground from where she was cradling the sentinel, and kind of leans towards the onlookers and starts waving her fingers a little bit like she's casting a spell. And she's like, "You're getting happy, so happy." And she reaches into her pocket and throws confetti. Hooray, happy.
All right. You are also looking at another 14 for your difficulty.
All right. Sunshine and rainbows.
So with the added effect that's happening from Emma's action, I feel like this is like you're fading out, but then like you lean forward to fade back in to throw the confetti. I'm not ready to be invisible yet.
We have to. We don't have. Oh no.
So this is for the glory, because it's not about me. It's about the funny. And this is I'm using my psych expertise. Oh no! A hitch, and so I need to get a plot point. Great.
Yeah, I'll buy it from you if you want to give yourself a plot point. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it during the session 0 or not, but for our games, the moment you have a plot point, you can spend it. If you have no plot points and you hinder something in a pool, you immediately have a plot point to use, which is not the way the rules are supposed to work, but it just makes it easy.
And there's no way that I can
No.
I can beat that. So I guess I'll just throw a total up.
Yeah, not even if you added up all of your dice.
That makes me sad.
They're not a happy crowd. Like what you're
Not
doing
yet.
is not yet. Yes, exactly. I think probably the kid is like kind of like looking at the mom, you know, like wanting to be happy, but there's just this is a dystopia, you know? And the scene distinction here, which we didn't read before, things are tense. This is, you know, it's not finding root. The happiness is not finding root. Who would you like to?
I should have just gone with straight slapstick, in which I ran into a pole or something. Tyr.
All right, Tyr.
Tyr looks at the crowd of curious onlookers and, "Ho, friends, is any among you hurt?" He's completely and totally ignoring the fact that he's partially invisible. "Who among thee needs aid? You must get out of here soon. We don't know if this is just a scout for the metal giants." And so what he's going to do is he's going to attempt to calm everybody down in his own way by showing them, he kind of goes, "My strength will see us through." So he's going to use his mortal point of view, and his duty is, his trait statement for that is, "My strength obliges me to aid the weak." And I'm going to combine that with his godlike strength to try and, calm everyone down. Do I have to spend a plot point if I want to use the tension in the air as part of my... Are we doing it MHR style or Cortex Prime style?
The scene distinction, you mean?
Yes.
It's another distinction. So if you want to add a second distinction in, you can spend a plot point to do that. It's like part of the distinction set. Does that make sense? It would be like adding another
for MHR style. All right, in which case I am going to do that. I am going to play off the tension in the air. So let me spin that plot point. I'll get rid of it in just a second.
Oh my.
Wow! Wowie, wowie, zowie. Okay. Well. Total 5. Effect D4.
Yeah, the effect doesn't matter so much. It's just a difficulty roll. But... So
Yeah.
this is what I'm gonna do.
That D10 now.
I'm gonna give you 3 plot points because I'm gonna step up the lowest die in the Doom pool, and I'm gonna do that 3 times. So my Doom pool to represent the fact that, wow, the happy thing didn't really work, but this is not, like, this is the grumbling. We're looking at speed dial for Sentinel authorities. Like, this is not happening.
And then I'm going to drag. Oh, nope. Can't drag that one back in. Oh, no. There it is. 2 and 3. Okay. Ouch.
So the Doom pool is now at 2d8s and 3d10s. All right.
Oh my gosh, that's impossible.
We are not a comforting group.
We are not. Well, they're not a very receptive audience either, to be fair. Do we want to let Kurt go? And then, let's see, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 4th action.
Yeah, let Kurt go.
And then y'all can figure out what you want to do for the 5th. All right. Kurt Wagner, how you gonna talk this crowd down or impress them to keep them from alerting the local authorities? Are you still there, Ty?
Hi, you're
You're
muted.
muted, TYMONGER.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
I'm basically going to pull on the nature of self-preservation and go furlines. If we allow these things to lay rampant, we will all be damaged. If you take one of us out, we'll all be taken out. So we all must work together and try to remove this threat from your lands. How will you be one again with your own thoughts? We do this for you because you are unable. We are your fist. We are your sword. We are your hammer to take these things down. Let's see how. I'm pulling on duty. I'm also pulling on as my disturbance is protect what is ours. So I'm trying to pull on that heartstring of saying, this is your responsibility. This is our.
Can I toss an idea out there?
Sure.
So they just saw you take down this Sentinel, right? And your statement for D10 violence is make them fear you. But what you are doing right now is the opposite. You are essentially trying to make them see the kinship that you have. So if you wanted to, I could definitely see this as you challenging that value of violence, which would allow you to triple it. It would allow you to add 3 D10s into this pool. But then it would be a D8 for the rest of the scene. And you'd get to add a D10 to your growth pool as well. So that's just a thought. This is very much against Kurt's value of violence.
I thought he said he was using duty.
Yeah.
Which is fine. No problems there. But I'm saying if you had wanted a big juicy pool, you could have challenged your violence. Let me roll my crisis pool here. So I can do a total of 11, but you clearly beat that.
Yeah, I did 16 with a D8.
So you have a 16, which is actually a heroic success. So I'm going to let you knock off 2 of those dice, because you've got 1 round left now. And I'm really happy that I got those 3 hitches before, so I don't need to worry too much about growing my Doom pool now.
I do what I can.
So, TYMONGER, did you roll another D10? Because I was sharing my duty, which is a D10.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Jumbo was sharing. Or Slaphappy.
No, I did not. I kept my roll as is.
Go ahead and roll a D10. See if it makes a difference to your total. Because if you can do another heroic success somehow... Oh, well, you had 2 D8s, so a D10 wouldn't step you up to a heroic. Well, roll it again. Maybe you'll get a hitch, and then it'll help me. Ah, okay. All right, so then here we are. This is the final action. You've got 3 d8s on the line. Anybody can do whatever's. You can role play a bit too. Whatever, however you want to handle this.
I don't think they're buying it. We should probably get out of here.
Well, I mean, we've got it halfway down, so like, I think if we challenge some of our values, like the narrator is hinting at, we can explode our dice pool in some way.
Yeah, that's not a Cortex rule where the heroic success would have knocked another one off. I just think it's cool.
I could beseech the mortals one more time. I mean, I can challenge glory. My glory statement is it not desirable to be known for your good deeds? And right now we're trying to get them to not let us be known for the good deed we just performed. So I could possibly challenge and kind of give them.
And we can
Give it a go.
all try to help, right? So like,
Yep.
we can all share our glory value. And so I've got a
Share
D8,
values?
so I can share that.
So I'm happy with that, and I'm happy to let every heroic success knock off an additional die. But
All right.
being aware that you still only get to pick 2 for your total. But I'll allow the plot points business to even be used here, because this is like super tense. So if you want to do that and have Tyr roll, but everyone help with the value die, and then if Tyr wants to spend plot points to keep additional dice,
He's got to spend.
and so on and so on.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Let's do it.
Okay, I will definitely
can
lay
you-
my D10 glory.
Okay, so
Can you also spend a plot point to include an additional effect die?
yes.
Well, see, here's the thing. There aren't effect dice, because this is tests against the crisis pool. So we've been like recording effect dice in a sense, but it's the totals that matter. It's like I'm setting a difficulty total and you're trying to beat it. So the effect die is like it's sort of an abstract, the measurement of your success. A D4 effect means you just barely succeeded. A D12 means you really succeeded. So in that case, no, because you're not really inflicting the effect die. That's why I'm saying the heroic success, I'll allow that to knock off extra dice if you can get it high enough. Yeah. That's a good question. I get lost sometimes.
Who's loaning me what size dice?
Yeah, go ahead and jot in roll
I got
20.
Jumbo's right there.
Yeah, write in roll 20 what your glory die is. Like Jumbo and Winter, you just did that. Awesome. So Ty, if you can jot in roll 20 what your glory die is for Tyr to add into his pool, that would be awesome. Okay, cool.
And D6. All right. So I am using my mortal point of view, challenging my glory because I'm trying to talk them out of letting us be known for our good deeds. I'm actually putting a little bit of Foggy's legal know-how. I'm going to kind of I'm using some of that closing statement charm.
Nice.
Is what's going into this. All right. So I kind of mortals, friends, please, I beseech thee. We must move in secret here. We cannot let the metal giants know that we move against them. Oh.
Wow.
Wowie, wowie, zowie.
Okay, well,
Ouch.
let's do order of operations first. Well, gosh, if I do that, so 1, 2, 3, 4,
I
5,
slowly
6.
put my hand on his shoulder, kind of going, there. It's okay.
Yeah, you'll be able to do it. And I'll do... Okay, so I will give you 2 plot points. I'll step up the other 2 D8s to make a D10. So give yourself 2 plot points.
Dokily.
And I am A-okay happy with having 5 D10 in my Doom pool. So I think you can do the total if you spend a jillion plot points or whatever. I think you can beat a... what did I have? Or is it 13? I think you can beat a 13. Yeah, you can.
I can get to a 19.
Oh, right, because you've got to knock out all 3 of them. Oh, well, that would knock out 2. Anything else we can do? I don't think so.
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Okay, hold up a second. I actually only need to get to a 14, and then maybe I can keep an extra effect out. Let's see if there's a way the effect I can... Nope, I've only got 1 D10. Poopy.
I don't think effect points matter, right?
So if you spend... So you get to keep 2. So keep 2 of the 4s, right? That's 8. And then if you spend
8.
1, 2, 3, 4 plot points, you get to have a total of 12, 13, 14,
19.
16, 19, which gives you 1 heroic success. So you would knock out 2 of the D8s, but there would still be that last D8 there. A valiant effort.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and knock out as many dice as I can before we leave. I mean, hopefully our efforts still ripple through the people. If that makes sense.
Slaphappy's going to sacrifice herself by falling to her knees and begging them not to do it, please, for the love of all that is holy.
Giant
So yeah,
eye.
it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rad. Okay, cool. So you beat 5 of them, but you did not beat that final one. I think the scene distinction really did come through here. Things are tense. So some of them are definitely like their minds are changed. Like it's not like this whole thing has fallen on deaf ears, because you did make some serious headway, but there's that one guy, and who thinks he's just the vigilante to gotta do the right thing no matter what. And while some of the folks kind of nod, acknowledge, and kind of like walk away wondering how this is all going to happen, I think probably the kid is going to come up to Slaphappy, who's like doing the begging thing, and like chuckle and like ask for an autograph. But unfortunately there's one guy in the back who you can see is talking, like has already called the authorities, you can see, so you're on borrowed time here. But if you want to RP that autograph business, or if you want to RP running away, or however you go for it, but I'm going to add a D10.
Friends, Tyr knows when a battle is lost. We should leave.
Slaphappy signs as quickly as she can, and says, "Thank you, and you be good and be happy."
Can I make a suggestion for Slaphappy? I can imagine splashing paint on his face, and then taking a piece of paper and smashing the piece of paper on him, and using that's his autograph. It's a big slap, ugly version of the paint of his face.
Okay, that sounds cool.
The kid is happy, runs back to mom, starts talking. Wait till they see this at school. Okay, so I'm looking at the time. We have a little over half an hour left. We have 40 minutes left. I don't know if it's enough to get us through the next full scene that I had planned. And I hate to start it and not be able to finish it. So, how are folks doing with growth pools? Do people have things to roll during tag scenes to do growth and stuff?
I don't think I do. I'm good.
Add the 1d10, I think.
Yeah, Slaphappy has a 2d8 and a 1d10.
Okay. Tyr, do you have any growth dice? Did you get any growth dice yet?
I haven't taken any stress or complications yet. But what about everyone's shared values
I was,
with me?
yeah, I was gonna say there was a lot of sharing going on, and that counts.
Everyone shared a value with me.
So the glory die that you just shared with Tyr, put one of those in your growth pool as well. So Ty put a D6 in your growth pool. Winter D10. Jumbo,
D10,
you
yeah.
got a D8.
And that's actually everybody but me, right?
Yeah, it is. But did you lend your die? No, you didn't lend a die any other period of time.
No, it's okay. I don't need a.
Okay. So then let's.
Didn't you challenge your glory?
I did. I did
Oh.
challenge glory.
So
You're
yeah,
right.
So whatever your default glory is, that goes in your growth pool.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
Well, we all just forgot about glory, didn't we? We did that whole scene 30 seconds ago, and then we just
Listen, man.
put it out of our heads for the growth pool.
You play a BW game, you're gonna forget a lot of rules. It's just how we go. So let's do this. Let's take 5 because we kind of went past the halfway mark already. Let's take 5 and come back, and we'll just I'll narrate us into some tag scene-y kind of stuff, and we can do some growth rolls. That way we don't have to rush through the next scene because the next scene is really cool, and I don't want to stop in the middle of it. So let's do that. Let's take 5 and then reconvene.
Good one.
It's true, Prissa. 5d10? No, 6d10? That's good times.
Good boy.
Tori, you are absolutely right.
So I would like to play the rewind card.
Yeah. Yep, that is my bad. Is that what it is? It's heroic successes, right? Heroic successes set it back, or they don't take up the slot. Right. Yeah, it's like I'm going from memory here, but I feel like if you have a heroic success, it doesn't advance the thing. Yeah, good catch. I'll take the D10 out of my Doom pool then.
Arnold?
What?
I won't go so far as to say, because you got a bunch of heroic successes at the end, and there was one earlier.
I mean, I think we probably would have done better if we had remembered that we could share the values, like,
Right.
throughout all of this.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and retcon that whole thing. I'll give you all a D10 asset. Here, give me a second. I'm really glad you brought that up, Tori. Thank you.
So this is a timed test, right?
Yeah.
So it's page 101 of the rulebook.
And is that what it says? It says heroic successes, like set back the clock, or they don't count towards the clock, or whatever. Or not clock. We don't say clock, but I mean the timer.
A heroic success means you found a shortcut and don't lose any time at all.
Right. So it like doesn't count for that round.
Yes.
Okay, I will. I'll give you an asset here in a second. The countdown, yes. So we don't have to say clocks.
But it says if you fail to beat the difficulty, wait, If you fail to beat the difficulty, you succeeded. Wait a minute. I'm not reading the whole thing. Because it's something about losing an additional beat.
Oh, is that in there too? Okay. I don't have my PDF up because if I do, I think it shares it in the thing, and I don't want to be sharing in the screen.
Yeah, so regular successes cost 1 beat, heroic cost none, and failure costs 2. But then also, page 103, buying time. If a PC is running dangerously low on time, the rest of the group might be able to help them out. They can make a test of their own, causing a diversion, something like that. And with a success, they give the player back 1 of the beats they've lost. If they get a heroic success, it's 2 beats. So there was another way we could have bought time for each other as well.
Yeah, well, I think that sounds like...
Although we'd have had to narratively describe how we hindered their ability to call out and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that is more like if you are in a timed test, somebody else can help you out. But in this case, everyone was in a timed test, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I am content. So let's do it. Let's call it even. I'll take off the D10 out of my Doom pool, but I won't give you an asset either. We'll say that you did it right in time, and it won't change the story that we've written or anything like that. But narratively or mechanically, I'll take back my D10. Yeah, good catch. Yay, good. We're learning things.
Hey.
Is everybody back?
Yes, I'm back. I don't know if everybody's back.
I think I'm back. I'm not sure. Let me check.
Ask the bunny. The bunny will
I'm
know.
here. She definitely knows. She's staring at me from the floor. She's like, "Who are you talking to?"
Ty, are you back?
I'm back.
Cool.
My dog is destroying my comforter. He's crushing up to a giant ball.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be curling up in a giant ball too. It's 11:30 for me. So let's do this. I got my Doom pool. I just bumped it back down to 5d10. And what we'll do is, as you sort of leave the scene / these folks leave, and you kind of and you are kind of on the streets, and you can hear sirens kicking up, and patrol cars, and as well as you can see sentinel patrols taking to the skies. So I have seen distinctions on for this: Smoggy, Dystopian, Twilight, and The Hunt is on. Because we'll have it as we'll start with this as like a transition scene for next time. You don't really have anything to recover, but it'll be a good time that you can maybe build up assets, or we can just have some good role-playing opportunity in here. But this is what we'll do for now. Oh, let me change my Doom pool. As you are walking the streets, there are obviously, like, the main roads have the like you saw the bus being carried by the horses, and there are some pedestrians here and there, but there are actually some roadways that are really well kept and well lit, and as night is kind of going on, it's really clear that these well lit roads are not for general pedestrian, general citizen use. These are where, like, the squad cars are coming out of, and like official vehicles and things like this. And as you are and I'm sort of I don't want to fast forward too much here, but I'm kind of getting us to a good pause for the session. As you are able to kind of like observe these things happening, it's really clear that all of these streets that are well lit kind of lead to the central location in the city. And it's also well lit, and now you can see that because it's getting darker out. And that central location is very clearly some kind of like detention center or camp or something like that. It's got barbed wire and fences. There are some sentinels kind of stationed there, as well as guards and things like that. You're seeing this from a distance. This is not 100 feet away or something. This is like several blocks away, but really easy to see because it's really well lit. At the same time that you are able to sort of spot this as the night goes on, there are posters, like the propaganda posters that you saw, and some of them are more like wanted posters. And one of the wanted posters has pictures of well-known mutants. And one of them has, underneath the pictures, it has names, and one of them is really torn and smeared except for one photo and name sort of in the corner. The rest of it is either covered up by other posters or really just kind of torn and faded and stuff. But the one identifiable picture, portrait, mugshot is of sort of aging Aurora Monroe. And those of you who know who that is, whose characters know who that is, would recognize her instantly, but she looks much older. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Winter?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I left my water downstairs. I didn't bring my water up. Nuts. Anyway, so you see this on the corner of the poster, and I'm going to send a whisper over to Tyr. So there you go for Tyr.
Friends, the bracelet speaks to me. It says we must free the storm.
Hold the poster down, and I point right to her, and I say, "Look, Kurt."
Yes, it's my old leader of my group from back in the days.
I show the poster to Tyr and Slaphappy, and I say, "This is the storm right here."
That it would seem our mission is clear.
Does the poster indicate where she's captive at, or is it pretty obvious? Is the detention center in front of it?
Well, on the bottom corner, it's torn, so you can't read the whole thing, but there are other posters that have the same sort of disclaimer text at the bottom, which is report all mutant activity or suspected mutant activities to your local mutant detention center.
So Slaphappy says, but this is also the storm.
No, that's a fart.
No, this is a fart.
Yes, that is. Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if he smells worse than the sewers, but I do suggest that we probably get out of here. And unfortunately, I'm going to suggest the sewers for us to vacate the area.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I know. You're not used to it, but that's how I'm used to traveling. It's underground.
Kurt, there is a million buildings around here, or other places you could easily teleport us to. I am not going in the sewers.
Tyr is already searching for a manhole cover.
There are definitely manhole covers, for sure. And I would add that Kurt is probably familiar with, I don't know about this version of Kurt, but given this version of Kurt's experience in his own timeline, probably very familiar with these kinds of tunnels. You even mentioned it, I think, in your montage. So for sure, he would have some familiarity with them.
Just breathe through your mouth, Alma.
Smells like a troll's toilet in there. But we must.
So let's
Slaphappy is going to reach into her pockets to pull out masks that have a like an essence on it that's of bubble gum.
Not clothespins.
If you want a clothespin, I can get that too.
fantastic. The tunnels are, I mean, they definitely are smelly, but it's been a long time since there was any kind of centralized sewage department per se. So all the stuff that's there, or maybe that makes it smell worse because it's been there for a really long time. I'm not sure. But this area of the town is just, there's so much ruins and things. Nobody really lives here. It's just kind of like folks pass through. And there are definitely maybe like some vagrant populations who kind of move throughout the area, but there's no like permanent residence or permanent facilities other than the detention center kind of in the center of the area. And the buildings show the wear and tear of time and of battles, not unlike the one that you guys had previously this evening. So you can go through the tunnels, and do you think is it reasonable to assume that this Nightcrawler was familiar with the Morlock tunnels, like the alley?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, that was what I was thinking. So I would say that he was able to lead them to the alley, which is kind of this, if you think about it like as an abandoned subway, the Morlocks kind of live in the tunnels, right? So it's just this kind of larger room, almost like a hangar bay, maybe is a better way to describe it, that all the tunnels kind of connect to, and he's able to lead them there. And I think we'll go there, and right as they enter the room, we'll stop the session in terms of the camera will, as they open the door, the camera kind of shuts off, and that's our session proper.
Yay.
The most important thing we need to establish before I go is this talus. Doesn't everyone like how I did the talus? I had to use shapes in Roll20 to carve out and make that thing. I couldn't find a good picture of it, so I was like, okay, I can make a circle, and then I can make another circle, and then, yeah.
Oh yeah, good job. Yeah.
Pain in the rear. So please, yes, if you remember anything I did this evening, it's the hard work that I spent on that. Far too much time.
And no, to be honest with you, I'm blown away about the amount of work that you put into this.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. But so let's do this then, knowing that we all have some growth dice. Go ahead and add an extra d6 into your growth pools, because this session was banging. Y'all brought your A game. We haven't had sound effects, so definitely add a d6 into your growth pool. Yes, applause all around. And I'm gonna drag everyone over to this page, because this is where we will start. Next time we'll actually go ahead and just pick right up with some tag scenes and some growth, some transition scene kind of stuff, before we get to the next sort of action-packed moment. Anything else on my notes? Let's see here. Nope, I think I have said all I want to say for the session. So if there are no other questions, are there questions, feedback, thoughts? Did you feel like you used your trait statements much? Do you feel like there was stuff that was clunky in terms of like the sheets and things?
No, nothing clunky, but I did use my trait statements. I mean, they definitely informed a couple of my actions, and then I even challenged one there. So it was fun.
Cool.
I felt like the entire character sheet was useful and made sense. So, like, I'm not used to the whole like assisting in growth pool thing, but like now that I'm seeing it in action, I understand better. And so, I think it's a great mechanic, especially when you challenge values and And it's real nice to be in a group of players who choose values based on what's going on, not like just grabbing their high dice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was a great time. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you all, and thanks to all the folks who showed up to listen and watch. I hope you found it to be an enjoyable experience. I will say before we leave, for the players, the game calendar thing is gonna reset, and I'll update the text on it tomorrow. But you're gonna have to sign back up again. You're gonna have to do the reaction with that X reaction thing again, because when it resets, it kicks everyone out, and so you'll have to sign up again. But yeah. If that's it, then I'm happy. I'm good. Great session. Thanks so much, folks. I genuinely appreciate it. Had a great time. And I look forward to next time. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you, BW.
The 19th?
Yeah, so it'll be on the 19th. Same time on the 19th next week.
Okay. Just want to get ahead.
Cool.
Ahead.
All right. Then I'm going to go eat some snacks.
Enjoy your snacks. Good
Have
night,
a good night,
everyone.
folks. Bye.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
Yep. Thanks,
Bye,
everybody.
y'all.
Have a good weekend. If I don't hear from you.